All right. We doing this? Go time? I think so. Day 53 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We've got mic looks good, webcam, we've got the cat, and Codecademy. You are not gonna start napping right there. We're not even a minute into we're 23 seconds into the stream, cat. Come on. Alright. Not to worry, not an issue. Hey, what's that? How about you don't sit on the keyboard? No, 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 no. No. Why is... Okay. Everything seems good. Everything seems okay. Minus the cat intrusion. Why is it you want to be there? Why do you have to be right here, of all places? We are 2/3 of the way through Python. We made it like halfway, part 2, practice, 46%. We are going to hit the ground running. Again, somehow we found ourselves with limited time to stream today, but that's besides the point. The point is that we're here, and we are attempting to make progress. Hopefully we will be able to finish out the second half. I will be able to finish out the second half. If not, then yeah. This will be a 3-part section. So, good times. We are going to, you know what, we're going to jump back to the beginning, like we've done in the past. Fire through quickly as a quick overview. Practice, practice, practice. Isn't that right, little goody? Practice, practice, practice. Save and submit. Next lesson, always important. Is even. Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Is even. Define is even if x modulo 2, 0, false, something about that. Is int. Very similar is int x if x modulo 1 equals 0, return true or false. That was also clever. Hey, Topher, how you doing? I'm cycling back through as a quick reminder from yesterday's lesson before we start hacking away at lesson 8. Is int. Okay, that was the modulo 1. Yeah, that was a clever fix. Okay, this in general was the right idea, I think. This was the, what did we do? Digit sum. Define digit sum, x string, good little kitty, yeah, nice. How did that? Okay, for all the i's in x, and then it added each digit. I remember that. Good, looking good. The factorial. Define factorial x. If x is less than 1, it'll return 1. If it's greater, then it will keep doing the factorial process, going down one integer at a time. Beautiful. Beautiful. Feeling a bit better now than yesterday, thanks. That's right. You survived the stomach flu. I'm doing good. I've got yet again somehow limited time to stream, so hopefully I'll be able to finish the other half. I think I'm on section 8. Hopefully I can make it to 15. I know that's not very far, but when you struggle as long as I do, it takes up a lot of time. So yeah. But today's going well. Feeling confident. Shouldn't be feeling confident, but feeling confident about section 8 through 9. I'll probably be quicker to dive to the forums because I'm looking to make more progress. But yeah, good times. Now, is prime. What did we do for this one? Define is prime. If x is less than 2, return false. That's right, because 0 and 1 is bad juju. For n in a range, it goes from 2 to whatever number we're throwing in. And if it can be divided by 0, it'll return false. Otherwise, it'll be true. cool. Section 7 was the last one we completed. It was weird with end text, even though that was a variable. Just look, that was really strange variable in my mind. It's definitely a lot easier to read with x conceptually for how it worked. Define reverse text. X is whatever. 4 letters in text. It'll take X letter and add it to the end of each one. I think. Either way, that one worked. We're on to section 8. All of these have kind of added into each other, but each one's been fair, or each challenge has been fairly unique. So here we are, section 8, the beginning of day 53. Anti-vowel. Dum dum dum. And little kitty's already passed out. Jesus. Nice work. Next up, vowels. Define a function called anti-vowel. That takes one string, text, and inputs and returns the text with all the vowels removed. For example, anti-vowel. Hey you should return HY. Don't count Y as a vowel. Glad they said that. Make sure to remove lowercase and uppercase vowels, which means we're going to be using the dot lower and dot upper. We'll be focusing on the dot lower, I think. Make sure to remove lowercase and uppercase vowels. I wonder why we don't just kill all vowels on site. I wonder why we have to identify them by case. That seems odd that they mention that. Apparently that'll be an issue. Hint. To check to see if C is a vowel, you can do C in A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U capitals. Check to see if C is a vowel, you can do C in blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we're verifying. That's why they mentioned the lowercase and uppercase. So define anti-vowel, which is text. Should return, don't count Y as a vowel. Make sure you remove lowercase and uppercase vowels. Text blank. I don't know why, but I get the feeling it's similar somehow to the last one. We're going to take this, although a lot of these are similar, even though they don't necessarily apply directly to the following lesson. Define anti-vowel. Oh, text. Colon. All right. They had C copy, and we're looking for Y. If blank and blah, 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 tricky. If blank and blah, blah, blah. Or perhaps 4. So maybe it should be X. So X will be our word that we throw in. I don't think we need to worry about y. That's the other thing. They aren't saying focus on y. Define a function called anti-vowel that takes one string text as an input and returns the text with all the vowels removed. For example, anti-vowel hey you should return hy y. So we need to do a for loop. It should be very similar to this for loop down here. Loop through each character of text, determine if the character is a value or is a vowel. If not, add the character to a string, return the new string without vowels. Okay. All of the answer is right there. Now to bring it to life. Copy. So define anti-vowel. We have a word. Loop through each character. Oh. Copy. We're going to loop through each letter in text. Determine if the character is a vowel. For each letter in that blank, is letter is letter, oh, why did I do caps? Letter equal to maybe that should be a list instead of a string for each character. Although maybe that's what the in was for. Because they mention in right down here. I think let's see what this gets us for now. So in following in general, if not add a character to a string and then return the new string. So it should add, regardless, we're going to need return oh, you already have the if statement already, just place y with letter. Oh, that guy. Copy. We can clear you out. If it's a letter in, or if letter is in blah, 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 then it will return. It will return new string. So it will return, will return text. No, it will return letter. Yeah, it returns letter. That's what it is. Yes. We're going to try that for now. Good, good. Forgot the colon. Your code through a global name anti-vowel is not defined. Return letter, unexpected indent. We'll get there. We'll get there. You have the if statement already, just replace y with the letter. So that if statement will be true when the current letter in the loop is a vowel. Yes. Return blank, otherwise... Hold on, don't mind me. Return else. Return false? No. True. We're removing the vowels. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm overthinking. Happy thoughts. Define anti-vowel text. Okay. We throw in our thing. For each letter in text, it's going to loop. It's going to check each letter. If that letter is within this string, A-E-I-O-U, lowercase and capital, then it will return false because we don't want it. Bad. Otherwise, return that letter, and it should capture it. Wonder if they want return or print. Oh no, should return. So there's that. Should return. We gotta be getting close. Your function fails on the anti-vowel look words. It returns H. Alright, we're getting close. It's, you know, we've got like Frankenstein's head, or maybe at best his hand. We don't have the rest of him, but we've got part of him. Maybe that needs to be true. If you return false, then you'd not be returning the string without vowels. You'd be returning false. Oh, crap. So wait. You have the if statement already. Just replace y with the letter, which we did that. So, if that statement will be true with the current letter in the loop, that statement will be true when the current letter in the loop is a vowel. Okay. If you return false, so it should be true, but since I'm returning false, if you return false, you would not be returning the string with a vowel, you'd be returning false. Oh, so I don't want it to be... So... How do I tell it that I don't want it to do... Because if that letter is in A-E-I-O-U, we don't want it to print. How do I tell it that I don't want that? Because return true, I feel like return true is telling it that that's what I do want. Hold on. Hold the phone. Don't return. If. Oh. If letter not in will return true if the letter's not a vowel. So that's my issue. It needs to be if the letter's not in here. Or no. Do I need a 2? Do I need an... else if? No, I don't need, oh god. It's okay. Okay. The confusion is so much. Alright. You return false, it would not be returning the string without vowels. You'd be returning false. If letter not in will return true if the letter is not a value. Okay. If letter not in will return true if the letter is not a value. And before I go throwing that type in my code, I am just going to type out exactly that. Just to help visualize. I think we can do Discord. Yeah. I'll crack open Discord. If I can find it. Discord, woohoo! There should be general. Golden. Alright, I've got Discord open. What is that? Although it's on my phone, so I'm juggling between Discord notifications pop up on my phone though, so I'll be able to see those. Still have regular chat open, but that's okay. I'll be able to see both. If letter not in blah 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 blah. If letter is not in blank, then it will oh wait, hold on. You won't be able to hear my voice chat on Discord from your phone, will you? Hold on. The mic on my phone should still... I don't think so. I use my Apple headphones, maybe. Oh my god. That is a spider web of headphone. Don't mind me. So graceful. Golden. Fingers crossed. This should work. Okay. So going to check, connect to voice. Discord would like to access your microphone. Okay. Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Awesome. This is way easier. Gotcha. Alright. Right? It's like guiding a cat by smoke signals in chat. Okay. Correct. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So if the letter is in there, so how do I tell it to not return X? I get that's what I'm like. I get that it would either return letter, or technically more accurately return X, but I think that should be up here for true. No. My concern, I was typing out this because I have one if the letter is in the variable set or the variable string, it shouldn't print that out. So how do I tell it to not print that out? Or return it? How do I tell it to ignore that letter, to not? Exactly. Okay, so all I need to do is add the not statement then, like I've got down in the lower section. So if it's not in there, then it will return X. That makes way more sense. Oh. Okay, so I'm adding. Correct. Okay. So I'm gonna be, oh, well, damn. So now, so X, I feel like it's very similar to what it was in the last one again. Correct me if I'm wrong. But for the reverse text of the event, the X equals letter plus X. This little bit right here. Is that basically the same, like, return mechanic that I'd be utilizing? Uh, okay. Oh, so okay. So, and I think I had, and I don't know why it doesn't save it when I back out. Oh, because I don't hit save and submit code. That's why. Okay, so letter plus equals, or no, x plus equals letter. So now I gotta clear out this nonsense again. Okay, okay. So, define anti-vowel text. I've got X, whatever I'm gonna throw in there. 4-letter. Oh, take out the return bit? Return. Now, does it, by outside, at what point does outside occur? Because every time I usually see the return, it's right beneath 4, if that makes sense. Like, is outside literally outside before it, or is it directly underneath? That's where outside constitutes, or from the, yeah, from the if point on. Okay. Yes. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So 4x, and it's that last bit. Like, I get that. I'm just trying to cement it in. So 4x for the string, I will be adding the equal, add, the plus equals each letter, which is the for loop. It's going to go through each letter in text, and if that letter doesn't equal that, then it will spit it out into x, which is here, and that's our blank placeholder for now, for whatever word we throw in. Okay, I think I got that. Fine. After all of that, it finally clicked. Dear God. Oh, this is painful. Throw in something. Yeah. Fingers crossed. The code looks a bit off. It threw a name California. It's not defined. It very well. That's right. Ah, CLFRN. It worked. How cool is that? That's awesome. Okay. Simple mind, simple pleasures. Dear God. Okay. I don't know why I think it's so interesting when the code actually works. Okay. Scrabble score. Dear God. Okay, side note question. Is it wrong to check the forums? Like seeing the completed code, I know that kind of jumps to the end. I know I don't get to figure it out after struggling for a while, then checking the forum, which is usually what happens. But I don't know. Again, seeing the correct code helps, I guess, somehow in my mind. I like seeing the correct example. I do like figuring things out on my own, but when learning something, I don't know, like on the job training, God forbid if someone does something incorrect, if they go, there's 4 steps to do something. On step 3, they make a mistake and then they fix it and then they go on to step 4. If I'm there watching them, in my mind, I will forever know we go 1, 2, 3. This was their mistake on step 3. Like that mistake is permanently ingrained in my mind, and then go on to 4. Like it's part of the learning process. So jumping to seeing the correct version early on kind of helps. I always want to check the forum early on. I try my best to struggle through to figure it out as best as possible. Because now when I learn it, every single time I'm going through all the wrong things that I did, the issue is I've done so many wrong things I lose track of them. That's where I'm at. And just absorbing it. Yes. Yeah, I definitely need to. I checked out what was it? It was Atom IO, right? I got it somewhere in my notes. Or what's the interface? Yeah, Atom IO. I checked out. I saw that. I need to download it because I definitely think going and doing writing my own like code projects on the side would definitely help. Because there's something about knowing that I'm going to be always coming back to Codecademy and the next day is usually a different thing. It kind of, even though it's an everyday thing, it feels like in one ear and out the other. Yeah. That's kind of why I wanted to do all the different languages. I feel like I'm definitely going about it kind of an odd way, but that's why I wanted to sort of sample everything, go through Codecademy, see how they're all linked together and how each program kind of functions, and then from there pick which language I want to pursue or which languages. That way I have a better understanding in the end of how they all interact together. If some languages don't work with Ruby or whatever, or in whatever environments I can't implement CSS or whatnot, for it. I felt like learning sort of from the ground up across the board would be better, because that's definitely more of my learning style. Again, I mentioned, you asked if I did Hearthstone, and I mentioned I haven't gotten to that point yet, but for Magic the Gathering, like, I tried to learn like everything about the game even before playing like my first round in the tutorial of the game. So it definitely feels wrong. It's biting off way more than one can chew in the beginning, but it leads to usually a pretty good understanding, even going through that first step of learning. So to each zone, I suppose. Oh yeah. Fortunately, I am aware of that. If it irks kind of, then I know I'm on the right path. So it's been 53 days of confusion. So I know I'm heading. So I'm making progress. I just don't know in what direction. All right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, man. Thanks again for all the help. All right. Okay. So don't mind me. Don't mind me. As a side note, I'm just gonna mute the mic in Discord. That way you're not getting the double reverb of Steven in your ear. Okay, Scrabble score. Scrabble is a game where players get points by spelling words. Words are scored by adding together the point values of each individual letter. We'll leave out the double and triple letter and word scores for now. To the right is a dictionary containing all of the letters in the alphabet with their corresponding Scrabble point values. For example, the word helix would score 15 points due to the sum of the letters 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8. Instructions. Define a function, Scrabble score, that takes a string word as input and returns the equivalent Scrabble score for that word. Assume your input is only one word containing no spaces or punctuation. As mentioned, no need to worry about score multipliers. Your function should work even if the letters you get are uppercase, lowercase, or a mix. Assume that you're only given non-empty strings. Okay. Hint, have a function loop through the word that you are given as input. Look up the score for each letter in the score dictionary and add the score for each letter into a total of some sort. Remember, you can use the string.lower method to make your string lowercase. All I know for total and functions or for loops is that usually the score gets zeroed out. I don't know if that's going to be necessary, but usually there's total equals 0 somewhere in the for loop, either before or after it. I think usually before. Anywho, let's start defining this. Define a function, Scrabble score. We're going to take you, define, paste, Scrabble score, word, Scrabble score, colon. Okay. Assume your input is only one word containing no spaces or punctuation. We will call him X. As mentioned, no need to worry about score multipliers. So far, 2 instructions down, no real instructions about what exactly they want, aside from this, the request. But no real hint to the actual code itself. Your function should work even if the letters you get are uppercase or lowercase. I really need to define that in the function, though. I don't feel like that's necessary to identify. I know down, where'd they have it? They had string dot lower, but I feel like that's just a, what's it called? A suggestion. Okay. We're gonna have our for loop. For letter in word assume you're only given non-empty strings. So how do we, oh, and they have all these, so they have the score system there for us, so we don't need to worry about that. So for letter in word, we're going to be referencing score. It will be, I'm going to pull from the last, pulling from reverse, because I think that was actually better. We'll use both for reference. And I didn't hit save. Oh, God. Okay. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scrabble score. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Copy. We were getting close. Define Scrabble score word x equals empty string for letter in word blank something score something we'll get there. We're gonna do hashtag. We're gonna save. Don't mind the error. That's just to lay the groundwork. Okay. That's saved now, finally. And reference. We don't need the print. Copy. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll do below. 1, 2, 3. You, and beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we have good tools to reference. Now, with that said, we have defined Scrabble score word. We have our word that we're going to put in, our placeholder. For each letter in word, we're going to loop through. And let's open it, scroll down a little. Hit save, don't mind the error. That was just to save stuff. Okay, define a function Scrabble score that takes a string word as an input and returns the equivalent Scrabble score for that word. To the right is a dictionary containing all the letters in the alphabet and their corresponding Scrabble score points. For the example, the word helix would return 15 due to the sum of each letter. So we're going to take, for each letter in Word, we're going to take that letter and compare it to score. The letter is each letter I don't think it's equals. I think it's plus equals the score. I think it's closer to this. Because instead of plus equals the letter, I think it's letter plus equals the score. It could be wrong. That's okay. We're good at being wrong. And from there, it should return shot in the dark. Either X or score. We're going to try X, then we'll ask for help. Let me 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Didn't like that. That's okay. Score. Does your Scrabble score function take exactly one argument, a string? Your code through a cannot concatenate string. Oh. Did they need... I'm not sure what they need from there. I don't know if I need to give the word. We're gonna... Let me dive into Discord really quick. Hey, Topher. Golden. I feel like I'm close-ish, but not quite. Damn. Should have checked the forum first. Oh, that's right. I even mentioned that before. Duh. I don't know if you were there for that, but that was just moments ago. I had mentioned every time that there was a total mentioned in a for loop regarding score. Usually we set total equal to 0, and it usually goes before the for loop. So, okay, with that said, new piece to the puzzle. Copy. Oh, we don't really need to copy that. So, hold on. Would I guess... Yeah. Oh, okay. So total would be the... I guess total's the variable for the score? Yeah. For my mind, I think I'm going to stick with total equals 0. Yeah. Correct. So total will equal the letter plus equals score. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Damn. Total. Oh, it already knows. Okay. And that would be... And then that would be the actual letter. The score for per letter. Although if I spell letter correctly. Interesting. Oh, because, and that's why they mentioned the capital letter thing up here. I was ranting about that, or down here. Remember, you can use string.lower method to make your string lowercase, because the key, the dictionary, only has lowercase letters. So that's why they mentioned it. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, dot lower. That definitely seems like the easier thing to do. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So that looks pretty good to my eyes. I'm gonna... Gotcha. Like so. String dot lower, empty parentheses. Okay. I think that's all she wrote. And that works. Okay, so we had define Scrabble score word. Total equals 0. For each letter in word, lowercase, of course. Everything gets converted to lowercase. We're going to take total, which was starting at 0, and we're going to add equals the score of each letter. And then we're going to return all of that to the total. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. For each additional letter. Is there a way to... Well, yeah, I can throw in... I can do... We'll go to California. I can do... Should I do print or just word equals in like its own string as its own variable. If I wanted to run something through, if I wanted to score a word. Print word, or no, print Scrabble score. Scrabble score. California. And a string at that. Close, save and submit. 15. We're going to be incredibly well versed on California. If they ever have a California section on Jeopardy, you're going to dominate that. We're going to know every random fact about California. That's true. I don't even... can you even have that many pieces on your little tray? I don't think... That's a lot of letters, actually, in hindsight, for Scrabble. That's true. All right. Next step would have been to check the forum. I'll keep that in mind for this one, and then reach out. We're getting there. All right, well, I'll go back under for censor. Thank you again for the, well, waiting in the wind, if you will. Calling in the helpful shots as needed. Okay, censor. We've got... You're doing great with these string function challenges. They're thrown great around pretty easily in this part of the world. Write a function called censor that takes two strings, text and word, as input. It should return the text with the word you chose replaced with asterisks. For example, censor, this hack is whack hack. Hack. Okay. Should return this asterisk 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 is whack asterisk asterisk asterisk. We're missing the fourth one, but that's brutal. 1. Assume your input strings won't contain punctuation or uppercase letters. All right. Wait, assume your string won't contain punctuation or uppercase. Gotcha. Lowercase only. The number of asterisks you put should correspond to the number of letters in the censored word. Let's see what it is. You can use string split and dot join list after the empty parentheses. Of course, to help you here, remember asterisk times 4 equals 4 asterisks. After splitting the string with string.split, you can loop through the indices in the list and replace the words you're looking for with their asterisk equivalent. Join the list at the end to get your sentence. Okay. First of all, let's take this guy right here. Copy, define, censor, and we're going to do text and word. Okay, it should return the text with the word you chose replaced with asterisks. Beautiful. Blank should return that. Assume your string inputs won't contain the punctuation or uppercase letters. The number of the asterisks you put should correspond to the number of the letters in the censored word. So we're going to be using string split and that. String split and join list. Copy. Okay. So it will probably be word split. Word split and join, I think, word, possibly, just for starters. Lastly, we're also going to be using the lowercase, which would also be word dot lower. Although I don't think that's as pertinent in this example as it was in the last, mainly because the score, the whole score dictionary was in capital. But we've got it just in case. So we've got our 3 tools that we can potentially use. Remember, blank times blank equals 4. So I also think we will be using something to this degree, and it will probably be, is it word split copy times 4? That does not seem quite right. Mainly because these are turning it into a string. Maybe we can just do... Well, no, that's not right. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. That's dumb, because then we're going to get whatever the word is times 4. That doesn't help anybody. It needs to be that times... Maybe it's the 4 we get rid of. Asterisk times word split. That looks a little better. Although I feel like it would be, and to be honest, I think it would be better off as is it length dot word? You know what I mean? Right? We'll look and see. So we've got our general tools, just thinking about how I would piece all this stuff together. Let's dive into the for loop. But remember that your function parameters should not be wrapped in quotes. Ah, good call. Good call. Whoa, it's because it was their example. My bad. My bad. Right. So, with that said, we've got our couple different tools that we'll potentially be using. And first off, write a function called censor that takes 2 strings, text and word, as input. And it should return the text with the word. So for all the last ones had the variable of sorts, x equals emptiness. Not sure if that still applies. X equals blank, 4. Jesus. For word or for text? Do I create 2 for loops? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Checking the forums. I don't remember what it was. Q&A. No. Censor. Censor. Hey, lock and a check mark. Exactly what we like to see. Don't know what to do next. Beautiful, beautiful. And we'll leave an open this one. Okay. This code, defined sensor, final text split, never would have guessed that ever. If item, couldn't replace word with C word, very similar to yesterday's issue, text and text as the variable. So C word inside the final text. The only thing missing, how should I do? After deciding whether word should remain the same or not, assign it back to the same position in the list. I don't like how their stuff isn't formatted. Damn. Split text, blah, blah, blah. Prime screenshot. So they have, let me open that bad boy. They have defined sensor text word. Text replace text split. So we've got word split, but they're splitting text, not word. Censored list. They've got an empty list ready and waiting for that. Or C in text replace if C is the word, censored list append. This is gonna get ugly. Thrown off. Okay, let's check another one. Kata again, or Kata, or whatever, person, Indonesian, Chinese, Indonesian, we can't remember, but it's back again. Text and word, Kalimat text, Kata word, Asil. It's an empty string. Split 4x in Kata. Kata dot replace x comma asterisk. What the heck? The split method does not alter the object on which it's called. Therefore, to work with the list that results from calling split, you need to save a reference to that list. These are all brutal. I'm sure they'll work, but they're just not the prettiest of codes. Censor text word. Word dot replace word asterisk times length of words. See, I knew I wasn't crazy, although this guy probably got it wrong. I mean, after all, we're in the forums, so probably shouldn't be too proud to see that. Return text. Print. Hey. Oops, try again. Your function fails on censor error. It returns. Ah, yes, good. So, he was just as confused as I was. Word replace. You are attempting to use a built-in function that has not been taught in the previous modules. Leading up to this one, use what you've learned to do in this task, not the built-in. That way you get practice. That way you get the practice you need. When you come back to review this module, then would be the time for some self-study to learn. Damn! Okay. So it's not that length word wouldn't work. It's just not the preferred method for solving this particular activity at the given time. So this dude had his issues. The split method does not alter the object for what it's called. Therefore, to work with the list that results from calling split, you need to save a reference list. Instead of this, Kalimat text, Kata word, hassle empty, and Kalimat.split Kata, you should do this. Kata equals text.split word. So instead of word, it should be split. Thereafter, Kata refers to the list that results from having called the split method instead of theta equals theta dot replace. Okay. Theta equals theta dot replace. So I think he's referring to the text split in this bit of code. And I think he's talking about the dot replace. Damn, I don't know. This is brutal. Create a new empty list prior to the loop. Within the loop, append x asterisk times length the word to the new list, depending on whether or not x matches. After the loop, call join from blank rather than from blank. I think we'll end up piecing things together from there. But let me check that again. Don't mind me. Still. Okay. Okay, here we go. After much trial and error, finally got the answer. I couldn't get past the replace point. Brain freeze, I guess. Okay. I'm going to take define a function, find the length, iterate through the split. Oh, in text, replace the word multiplied by variable. Copy. I'm an amateur myself, but the simplest way I've found to solve this, I could alternatively avoid storing the variable x and simply writing text.replace. Let's do this. Out of the ones we've seen, one seems easiest. Damn. Okay, so define censor text word. Define a function. We at least made it that far. We have the x equals blah. Find the length of the given word. So they have length of word. We had one of those tools. For I in text. Iterate through the split text. Text is equal to text.replace word, comma. So it's going to replace text with word asterisk times x. So in the text, replace word with an asterisk multiplied by variable x, and then return the text here. My concern is all of these, this will work, but you haven't learned the replace method yet. Yeah, right, exactly, but all of these other ones, all the examples are dropping text replace. Like, it's common knowledge. I mean, I've been here for the last 53 days, going at a snail's pace. Like, did I miss the replace section? I don't think I did, unless everyone else started in a different course other than me. But 3 different forum things all have that stupid replace method, so meh. Anywho, we'll see how this goes. Apparently, and you know what? If that's gonna work, we're just gonna comment out the noise that I have. Although I really don't want to. I still want to build it. So let's take it. We've got some of this stuff built already, so we're gonna compile it. Practice makes perfect, right? Copy. It's not the prettiest thing, but it'll work. For I in text and text equals replace. We're just gonna take all that noise. And then return tag. The other thing is that this is only 4 or 5 lines of code. Everyone else was like a novel. Look at this, dudes. It was ridiculous. He's got if, else, return, print. I mean, that's probably what's needed. But he's still got the replace thingamabob. So let's comment out this 1, 2, 3. Followed by 1, 2, 3. Let's see how this works. Save and submit. Alright. And then just a second. I did it in 8 lines without replace. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Let me dive into... Hey, Topher. Golden. Alright. Let's I gotta bounce, but let's quickly go over... What was the other, non-replace method? So, you were saying to... You did in 8 lines, and 2 lines are white space. So what is... yeah, I got a green check with that, rebuilding it, piecing together my own thing based off that forum answer I found. Oh. Gotcha. Okay. Is it strange? So you always see me rant about inconsistency. Is it odd that all the forum stuff has replace and that they don't go over that stuff here? I mean, Is it just in my mind? Is it my lack of understanding for my seeing the inconsistency, or am I really noticing that there's a big disconnect between the content, like their little anecdotes and there's the differences in their instructions? Maybe it's just me. I feel like stuff is missing. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Gotcha. Good times. Good times. All right. Well, I made it to 11, so I'm gonna have to end today's stream here and continue on day 54 tomorrow. Woohoo! Right? But yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Way cool. Thanks again, man, for all the help. Seriously appreciate it. All right. Look out the stream and yeah. Talk later, man. Okay. Close that. Close these and we will end day 54 right here. Stop the stream.